My name is Ruth Pina, and this is my AP documentary analysis for Mr. Howard's class. Let's begin with the first documentary, which is Just Melvin, Just Evil. In this documentary, director James Ronald Whitney follows the story of abuse and rape that has followed his family for 3 generations. In the documentary, we learn how James himself has been raped, along with his mother, his 6 aunts, and many other girls. The purpose of this documentary is stated very clearly when the director himself says that he wants to expose the pain and the horror that Melvin, the abuser, has put these young girls through. The central purpose of this is to bring light to topics that many consider too taboo to talk about, such as pedophilia and rape. The audience isn't targeted as a specific group, for this is something that many people should be aware of and should be given attention to.
Evening, welcome James and Sally.
Oh, Jimmy, can't we do the dance just one more time?
I sat there concentrating on the routine and acted as though nothing happened.
Hit it!
Grandpa Jess destroyed my family and almost destroyed my mom.
And all that jazz.
When I'm finished with him, he'll either be in jail or he'll be dead. That's a promise. We can't just sit back and act like we're victims or we become the losers. It's all about finding a way to survive.
Some of the rhetorical strategies used is allusion. Throughout the film, the director will add in some quotes from the Bible, such as, "Children, obey your parents in all things, for this is well-pleasing to the Lord." The director puts these quotes in between some scenes just to give you a preview of what that following scene will be about. Another rhetorical strategy used is flashback. The stories of rape are all told by women that are now in their 40s, 50s, remembering back when they were as young as 2 years old. Imagery is also used. When these stories are told, they are told in such detail that it is hard to not visualize the abuse and damage that these girls had endured.
And he was having sex with me one time. He had both of his legs, one leg on each leg. I told him he was crushing him. He didn't listen, as long as he got what he wanted.
Another rhetorical strategy is narration. There are many parts in the film where a picture is shown and the director or a woman or one of the abused women is speaking over them, telling what happened during that time. Pathos. The documentary itself hits pathos a lot with these stories of young kids being raped and abused.
I was 5 years old when one of my uncles molested me. We were down in the basement of our house where my mom made apple jelly. It was really dark. He was already hard when he unzipped his pants and pulled out his penis and asked me to play with it. I just did what he said. I was curious about everything. Why not a grown-up's penis? It wasn't sexual to me, it was sexual to him. I was just a little kid.
Some film techniques. For movement and transitions, the director used zoom. Towards the end of the film, when he's talking to Melvin, the abuser, it kind of just zooms into his face to see kind of what his facial reactions is. The reverse shot is used when Melvin is being interviewed and he denies these allegations. It transitions from one girl to the other girl to back to him, showing how he lies to the director. The visual elements used is narration and interview. Most of the film consists of the director sitting down with the abused woman in front of him, telling him the story of what happened. It is used very well in this documentary because it is the best way to deliver the stories. For vocals and sound, it is really non-didactic. Playful music is heard in the background to kind of ease up the tension that is built up by the audience.
Molest Denise?
No.
What about Pamby?
No.
When I was 3, that's when he started with his penis, yes.
I read how you'd bring them into your bedroom, ask them to rub your back,
You wore no clothes in bed. Then you'd have them lie next to you and you would molest them.
Bringing me into the bedroom and saying, you know, you're gonna rub my neck, and you're gonna rub my back, and you're gonna rub me, you know.
Nobody could hear you scream. Nobody could hear you cry.
You don't remember molesting Janice?
It did lead into some type of sucking his dick or something. I'm not, you know.
June and Jerry?
No, goddammit. He touched me, fondled me, and told me, don't you tell your mom.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things that happen here.
Why did you do that?
I didn't do that, son of a bitch. Now shut it up. Now.
For the second film, it is Please Vote For Me. This documentary by Wenjun Chen follows 3 third graders as they run for class president. Lo Lai, Zhu Zaifo, and Ched Chek. These kids, encouraged by their parents and teachers, are bullied and bully their fellow candidates running for class president. The purpose of this documentary is to show people worldwide how democracy is viewed in a place like China. The film itself shows the democratic principles and the voting dilemmas that a democracy comes with.
什么叫民主？
不知道，什么意思啊？
什么叫投票啊？什么叫投票？
投票，
啊
投票，投票，
啊！
投票。
Some rhetorical strategies used is dialect. The entirety of this film is in the original language, Chinese, which keeps the documentary a little bit more authentic. The film itself is also very objective. The directors and the filmmakers don't interact at all with the kids and just document what the kids are doing without being involved. And the film is also very didactic. It is mainly to show the effects of what democracy can have on people and young kids. The film, in short, is basically a metaphor for what the real world is like for presidential candidates in a democracy world. Some of the film techniques for movement and transition is dolly/tracking. Since the documentary is about these 3 young kids, the cameraman doesn't really interact with them. He just follows them around through their house, through their school, etc.
成年是最棒的，
让2人都在对，要喊哪边声音到这边，不要，不要，然后我安静，全安静下来。
有没有一种当了那个班长那种感觉？有是吧？过不过瘾？
很过瘾，真想再来一次，
是吧？
A cut is also used throughout the film. They cut scenes from kid to kid just to show their reactions throughout the day and how each kid is moving on. Another film technique for visual elements is captions. Like I said before, this documentary is in the original language, which is Chinese, so the director adds subtitles to help the viewer understand what is happening.
先恭喜他们3位成为我们班长的候选人，自己选取自己的班长。对了，
我支持晨晨，对雷，厂长，我不知道啊，他不知道。你要是托我让你当学习委员，我能让你当副领导。好，苏小飞表演完了以后，你就7点后说表演的不好，懂这样子意思吗？打倒小飞，耶！
你休息下来，出来休息一下。昨天他讲到了要说上字符的，你们看看你们自己啊，看一下。好，不用了，你们男子汉也擦干眼泪，知道错了。该干嘛竞争就干嘛竞争，好不好？好，各位。
In conclusion, both films, Just Melvin, Just Evil, and Please Vote For Me, are very different. One talks about abuse and the other talks about democracy. Just Melvin is also just mainly interview response based, while Please Vote For Me is mainly just sit back and follow these kids around. Both films are really great. I would encourage anyone to watch them. Just Melvin, Just Evil is really emotional, so it's not lighthearted. It's not for the lighthearted. But Please Vote For Me does give you an insight of how young kids are very impressionable and how they can be manipulated very easily. Well, that is all. Thank you for watching.